It is 12 minutes before 8 o'clock. Welcome back. And we're continuing with our book discussion here. We are dissecting the current state of South African literature and the publishing industry by putting particular focus on just how favorable the industry is for black writers at the moment. So right now, we are giving our studio guests a chance to interact with the panelists by asking them questions. And we're going to start with Mlamleli Zinde. Thank you so much for joining us and welcome. What questions do you have for the authors?
Oh, thank you, sir. I'm a publisher, I'm an author, and also taking writing is my lifestyle. So I have a question to my sister because I didn't take this. Okay, I tried to publish, but I saw like this industry, there's no much readers. Okay. So I tried a way to get more readers to this industry. So I've been trying I'm trying to ask my sister if how will be the way, to put these readers together, like book clubs, encourage book clubs, and also get more people involved, like on the social media. How would be the way? Maybe. Yes, thank you.
All right, Mlamleli, thank you so much. He raised the question of how to put together a book club. We have our second studio guest. Her name is Bongile Ngomane. And please pose your question.
Thank you, sir. My question is directed to Felicity from Durban. I have a big concern about the illiteracy in South Africa. Now, my question is, what are the publishing companies doing about illiteracy in schools, and especially primary schools? You find that a lot of pupils are not able to read, but the bookstores are filled with books, and mostly African books as well. People don't know about their languages. They don't know about their history, but yet we have so much history in South Africa. So I'd like to find out what is it that they're really doing about this. Thank you.
All right, Bongile, thank you so much. Do you want to answer her question? Or maybe start with Mlamleli's question about the book clubs. What is it that publishers are doing to put writers together?
So I can't speak for other publishing houses, but for us, I think once we have a group of people who've identified themselves as a book club, and it doesn't take much, so many 5, it's enough. Okay. And you approach publishing houses and say, can we get certain books at a discount, or what is coming up next in your publishing program, and getting on their lists, as we call them. So when we have PRs, when we have authors coming, we'll let you know. When there's festivals, we'll let you know so that you can gather not only as your own book club, but with other book clubs and sort of be incorporated into the literary space, because it's beyond just reading that particular book. So it's going to the festivals, it's meeting the authors, so those sort of things. That's what we do.
Okay. Now, Felicity, I'm sure you've heard that question that was directed to you. Sibongile has been asking you what is being done about the state of illiteracy in South Africa. I mean, we don't even know our history, we don't know our languages, but then we continue reading.
We have, as I said, 2,000 published titles, and I have a whole warehouse of books that have been written, but it's a creative writing, so people write what's closest to their heart. So you will get books written in Zulu, isiZulu, and English, different languages, and people write about what matters to them. So you are getting people's views of their lifestyle, and that is what other children will read. They like to know what other people have been through, what problems they've had, how they've solved them. So we do have the culture coming through in the stories that the young people write. And if you start with the young ones and you get them interested in writing about themselves, their cultures, their dreams, their aspirations, what's gone wrong in their lives, you actually put them on a path of self-discovery, as they will find something they love to do, and they will add to our culture, will add to our literature. However, it does start with the smallest child, because once they find out the love of writing and the love of reading, they will grow, develop themselves. But it's difficult to get people interested when they've never been exposed at an early age. So we teach them to write. We say from writing comes reading, and we have writing clubs. We give boxes of books to our writing clubs, written by different young people. So they have reading material written by themselves that they enjoy. And there is a new initiative that I think is going to be starting in Zululand, really writing corners, in isiZulu for just the books in Zululand. It's an initiative of Mr. Richard Leon. It's not confirmed yet, but it's on the cards. It will happen. So it's putting books that children will read. It's no good giving children books that they don't understand. In the rural area, they say a child often's never seen a train. So if you write about it, they've got to imagine what a train looks like. Often in the very rural areas, they only know the farm, the school, and the family. So it's very difficult for them to understand if you give them a book written by a Western person. It doesn't make sense. And so you can't expect them to get hooked on reading. So the thing is, give them what they understand, what they love. Then you will find develop a love of the written word. They will write and read, and it will change everything, because there's an appalling state of when it comes to, as you say, the culture is not being recorded. And I'm very thrilled that some of the adult people are writing their own stories. There's some wonderful stories, but I actually tell you, it's very hard to write it when you've got a right brain. I mean a left brain, because the left brain wants to do it and doesn't know how to start. But once they do it the right brain, it's like a ball of wool. You just pull the end and the whole thing comes out. And because the right brain's about heart and feelings, and it brings out truth in the form of either an autobiography or a fiction. There's a feeling of truth about it, about our own country, a feeling of the people and what they go through, and being a herd boy that will come out in their stories, and it's got a ring of truth. So
all right, Felicity, thank you so much for your response, and thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate your time and for joining us on Morning Live this morning. That's Felicity Kearts and Sibongile Machika. They've been unpacking our discussion topic for today, and that's the current state of South African literature and the publishing industry, and we'll continue after the break.